Hello, my friend. Welcome to Rave ABCs. So if you're interested in learning how to read human design charts, this is the first official step to prepare to enter into any human design system professional training. Any of the advanced trainings, anything that leads to a certification. So this is the next step after living your design as an awakening program. So I'm going to take you through the steps of the Human Design Systems Rave ABCs program by breaking it out into units in my Facebook group. So in the first unit, you'll see that there's some introductions as far as the assignments and a welcome. There are older class introductions. In case you went through this class, then this is where your recordings will be stored. There's also the Human Design Synthesis in Unit 2, so that explains all of the aspects of the Human Design System as far as the components, the structure that creates the synthesis that is human design. Then the next unit, Unit 3, we have the crystals of consciousness. So we have some articles and some videos, some aspects that will help you understand a homework assignment, and the presentation itself. So to be able to understand how the crystals of consciousness works, you're going to find that in this unit. And I once in a while do a projector only ABC, so that's when you'll find some of those recordings as well. In Unit 4, we go through roads and tunnels, so we're going to talk about basic chart keynoting, and there's a practice assignment. So I have example charts from previous classes where my students picked certain people and told us why they were interested in them. And so going through this particular class, we have example charts to play with from before, some different elements that I did as an example, and then also students contributing their awareness as well. So when it comes to understanding chart keynoting, we need to understand it from the red and the black, and that's what roads and tunnels are about. Then we have basic body graph circuitry. This, my friend, is one of the most fun classes in, I think, all of human design, because it helps you understand the circuitry, the thematics, the linkages of the channels. To understand how the circuitry works, it's important to know the differences in the three basic circuitries. So this is the general experience of learning about the keynoting of all of the channels as well. And so you're going to find that there's some video lectures in here, some discussions, some videos to contemplate. And then we also have past live class recordings. The next place that we're going to go is Streams of Awareness, and this happens to be my second favorite class of all time in the Human Design System. And it talks about the flow of energy from the pressures through the awareness centers and out to expression, wherever that happens to be. So we're going to be talking about how these streams of awareness function, the basic keynoting, the thematics of how it works. Now this one is a big one. Unit 7 talks about the hexagram structure. So I have some videos on some basic elements of how a hexagram is put together, some study groups and some test yourself areas, and then of course the live class recordings and some additional notes that might be interesting to you. By the way, the older live class recordings are not required. The only main components are a couple of videos and to come to class and to talk with me. If it's something that you don't prefer to be in a live class, it is possible to do this in a one-on-one setting, so please just reach out to me if that's something that's of interest to you. We have teachers who have regular classes on a regular basis. Now, Unit 8 is called hexagram lines. So there's also going to be some information on the lines themselves. I've pulled that out of hexagram structure. So the hexagram structure is something that gives you a really solid basis to understand the lines, the hexagram lines. And then in keynoting your design, this is an optional homework assignment. If you do want to become a certified anything in human design, it's helpful to get a lot of practice in. So there's some reference sheets, some understanding about how keynoting works, but keynoting is basically the poetry of the body graph, where there is a lot of movement of the creative expression of what you're reading on the page. So practicing keynoting and different combinations, just being able to read a chart verbally through language from the images that you see on the body graph, that's part of what keynoting your design is. So the next place that you're going to go to is Unit 10. And that is some bonus Rave ABCs resources. So one of the things I like to do is to make sure that I give you as much resources as I possibly can to help you understand Rave ABCs, the A, B, and C's of reading a human design body graph. So there's going to be some additional pieces here that might be helpful for your reference. And I found a couple of other things that might be helpful under Unit 11, which is about aura types. There's not a specific class in ABCs about aura types. It's just a constant thematic that we deal with. And then we have a Unit 12, which is talking about how the human design system charts, the Rave charts, are calculated. So we have a Rave calculation worksheet that you can download and play with, little video from Human Design America, and some notes from Jenna Oblivion at Human Design America about chart calculation. Then I have a video here talking about the importance of accurate birth time and what to do if you don't have accurate birth time. Then what's next is Rave cartography, and I definitely invite you, if you are going to become a certified anything, to continue on in the journey and learn more about the human design system using Rave cartography. Last, I have a BG5 study group where I was teaching about how to observe transits, and this is an example in the human design system, me giving my students a taste of how to read the transit charts so that they can understand how to apply the information in their day-to-day lives. And then I had another bonus here about projectors, because I had a group of only projectors come through this class. And so we had a final bonus discussion, and I started to introduce to them their penta chart. So basically that's what happens when we have a group of 3 to 5 people in aura, in physical reality. What happens to you when you're in that group? It's very, very conditioning to all, really, and it can be very challenging. So hopefully that gives you a good basis of understanding of what we cover in my Rave ABCs program. I hope that you enjoy your journey through the human design system, and please let me know if you have any questions.